I was totally not expecting to drop another video today, but we've got some more breaking spoilerific news about Dragon Ball Super right out of Japan. Those of you who don't want to be spoiled about Dragon Ball Super or want any spoilers from Dragon Ball Super, please turn the video off and thank you for your support. But we've got some spoilers from Chapter 3 of the Toyotaro manga, which is probably going to be leaking / released anytime within the next few days. As of right now, the leak is not actually out there with the actual manga panels, but we do have some information that was leaked. I keep using that word leak, but that's what it is. Out of Japan, we have some information which I believe started in 2chan, and then Gogeta AF got it, and now it went to the Kanzenshu board, and Herms translated it. Basically, the full manga text for Dragon Ball Super Chapter 3 is out. I wanted to run some things by you guys because we have some very interesting information about Champa. There's a lot of information here about Champa and some potential spoilers. Before I begin, though, I want to say that those of you who have been following the manga, you know that Toyotaro's Dragon Ball Super manga adaptation is not a frame-by-frame copy / I guess I don't know what else to call it, adaptation of Dragon Ball Super the anime. In other words, just because it happens in the manga does not mean it's going to happen the same exact way in the series. That's not exactly how it's going to happen, but typically there's always hints here and there. Obviously, at the end of the Chapter 2 manga, you heard or you saw that Champa appeared in space with his assistant, who still, we don't know her name, in space after Goku fought Beerus on Kai's planet. Well, that did not happen in the series. However, there's been leaked footage from the Dragon Ball card game in Japan that Champa may be watching the God Goku versus Beerus fight. So that's where I think it's going to happen in the anime. So here's what happens in Chapter 3 of the Super manga. This is all translated from Herms. He basically states that it follows the Battle of Gods version of Beerus fighting everybody, all the Z fighters, just like, we were teased about in episode 6. We're going to see it in episode 7. Vegeta does not go SSJ3. I know a lot of people are heartbroken about that. It's not happening. He goes a full power SSJ2. As a result, while the whole thing's going on between Vegeta and Beerus, the Kaioshins notice that there's planets that have vanished in space, but they're confused because Beerus is on Earth. Wait a minute. If Beerus is on Earth, how could planets be vanishing? Well, it's Champa, and they're searching for what he calls huge wishing spheres, which Champa says that apparently nobody knows what they are. Now, obviously, he's talking about the Dragon Balls, but what's interesting is that Elder Kaioshin eavesdrops on the conversation, and he thinks that they're talking about the Namekian Dragon Balls. But if you guys remember Toriyama's comments from the press release of Super, he's going to be introducing Super Dragon Balls. Or, if you remember the original manga leak, there was a 9-star Dragon Ball, which a lot of fans thought was going to be the Super Dragon Balls. So this is making me kind of think that Champa is here looking for these Super Dragon Balls. Champa addresses the Kaioshin as the Kaioshin of Universe 7, which implies that the other universes also have Kaioshins, and this also heavily implies that Champa is indeed from Universe 6. We did not know for sure if Champa was from Universe 6. A lot of fans assumed that to be the case, but now it really is more likely. Again, I can't say 100%, but it does seem very likely. The manga chapter ends with the Kais all going to Namek to try to protect the Dragon Balls there from Champa, who they believe he will use for no good. So Champa might not be a good guy, all right? We all talked about that sinister look on his face in the poster for Super. If the Kaiser worry that he's going to use them for no good, then he might not be a nice guy. But that does beg the question of what would a god of destruction or any god want with the Dragon Balls? Lots of mysteries here, guys. I'm very excited to see where this goes. Now, I said on Twitter that I believe that this means that the Universe 6 arc may be taking place before the revival of F arc. Toriyama's original comment stated that it was going to be the Battle of Gods arc, the revival of F arc, and then the Universe 6 arc. I'm not sure if Champa appearing is part of the Universe 6 arc. It might still be the Battle of Gods arc because he's a god and there's probably going to be a battle. So the Universe 6 arc may end up being a different story altogether, or perhaps Toyotaro is kind of bringing him in early to kind of begin the tease, the foreshadowing for things to come. Who knows? I'm very excited about it. That's what we know, that Champa is here in Universe 7. He has awoken, probably due to Beerus. Vegeta has his little confrontation with, Beerus, and he's on Earth looking for these mysterious spheres, which are probably the Super Dragon Balls that Toriyama talked about. So I want to know your comments below. There's so much fun stuff to talk about here, and if you want to talk about Dragon Ball Super, I want to talk to you. Let me know what you think about these revelations. We should have the full manga leak sometime this week, if not early next week, so we can really look and see how things look. But this is pretty much the story that they're telling. That's pretty much what's going on. Will the Universe 6 arc take place before Revival of F? I don't know, but I do want them to definitely give us something in between the two arcs where we see how Vegeta and Goku got these new forms, and what they learned from Whis and things like that, and what they learned in their confrontation with Champa. Very exciting, guys. Business is picking up. Leave a comment below and I'll catch you guys down the road. Hey Super Tubers, don't forget to rate, comment, subscribe, and spread the word about the channel, and find me on these social media platforms.